So let's quickly have a look at starting and opening scores. So just briefly, the opening scores is done via the File tab as it is in most applications, or the File menu. And we can go to File tab and New to start a new document. File tab and Open will just bring up a standard browse window and prompt you to look for a score, as this one's done here. But if I go to File tab New, this will give us a look at the new scored page of the Quick Start dialog. And we'll see we've got a whole bunch of ensemble templates that we can scroll down here. And there's dozens there to choose from, so you'll generally find something close or exactly resembling what you're looking for. And you can search this like a number of things in Sibelius as well. It has a little search engine, so it'll bring up things very quickly if you type in search terms on the top right. And when you're ready to start your score, you can click on it and add things like the instrumentation, add the time signature and key signature and all these things before your score has begun, and then click on create when you're ready. Or you can alternatively, if we go back one step, just double click on it and start the score, even start with a blank one, because you can add all of those things as you go after the event. There's no need to feel obligated to add them right at the start. Let's just close out of that one and move along. And that gives me an opportunity, because this score has jumped to the first page when I was already a few pages into it. It gives me the opportunity to show off the timeline a little bit. The reason that's happening is because I've got a lot of hidden staves and strange information going on to present this score a bit like a PowerPoint presentation wrapped up into a Sibelius score at the same time. So it's giving the graphic engine a number of things to think about that's getting it a little bit confused with the page structure on occasion. But if I open up the timeline, which is found under View tab and Panels, timeline's just over here on the bottom right. I'll just use the shortcut Control-Alt-N in that instance. But to get back to where I was, what I've done on the timeline is entered a whole bunch of system text terms in the new text style called musical structure, which is found down here under the general area of the text styles menu. And all of these text entries that I've placed in the score allow me to click on them to quickly jump to any point of the score that I need to. So if you imagine this using chorus 1, chorus 2, recapitulation, exposition, all those kind of musical structure terms that you might use in a score, you can easily get to locations with a single click and copy data from one location to another with a minimum of fuss regarding the navigation that you have to do in between. So it's a great little invention for Sibelius that started with version 7.5. I'll talk about it a little bit more as we get to the navigation section towards the end as well. So we've looked at the ribbon interface and looked at starting and opening scores. So having a look at entering notes, because this is arguably the most important area of using Sibelius, or any notation application for that matter. So there's exhaustive note input options that you can access in Sibelius. So there's just a few examples below to give you an idea of its flexibility. This is by no means everything, but just so that you're familiar with some of the things it can do. Tuplets, for instance, you can go up to non-uplets using shortcuts 1 to 9, which will be found up here in the Note Input tab. If I just click on the triplets option here, and you see our shortcuts for these will pop up as we go. There's any number of things you can do when you click on the other category though, which I've just done now, and that brings up this dialog window in which we can choose ratios and all kinds of things to make our own tuplets of any custom style we need. You can do nested tuplets as well, so tuplets within tuplets, and even tuplets within tuplets within tuplets, if you're so inclined. So tuplets aren't going to leave you short. The note values as well in Sibelius go right down to, if I just hover over this one on the second keypad layout, a 512th note. So you've certainly got plenty of scope for ramping up the note speed, particularly at slow tempos if necessary. I don't think I've ever seen a score with a 512th note, let alone a 1024th, which would be the next one up. So I don't think you're going to be caught short there either. We also have multi-voicing for up to 4 voices per stave, just identified by the different colours here. And the custom note heads, of course, as well, from the notations tab. If I just select one of these and have a look at the type options here, we've got a really long list of over 30 odd note heads that you can choose from there, so you're going to find all of the common ones that you'll need. And you can also create custom note heads based on custom symbols as well, and even introduce graphics from anywhere into those options too, to really get creative with how you want to display those things. So cross-staff notes and a number of other things that I can't fully cover in this short demonstration today.